In today's video, we're going to talk about the recent market rally, some reasons, and some technical analysis where I'm seeing some very bullish pattern for Bitcoin, altcoins, and total market cap. So looking at the market today, you can see Bitcoin's up 8.5%, almost to 60,000. Ethereum has had a strong bounce, up 10% to 2580, which I'll post a chart of that as well. And then also looking at the 24-hour gainers, XRP is up nearly 25% because they won their case against the SEC. I posted a video about that yesterday, so go and check that out if you haven't. So if you aren't following me on Twitter, at thecryptodata, definitely do so. We actually called the bounce whenever it happens. You can see here, we called it at about 50,400. I posted this 1 billion liquidations tweet because I was looking at the number of liquidations on CoinGlass, and it was eerily similar to the FTX collapse, which marked the bottom. So definitely follow me if you aren't. Also have a public Telegram channel where I post a lot of alpha. But like I mentioned, XRP news was very bullish. Expecting a run on that, and then we usually see a run on ETH and altcoins soon after based off of history. But some bullish news why we've been pumping is now the polls are starting to show President Trump leading Kamala Harris by 5% on the Rasmussen poll. And some reasons for that is because her recent VP, he's actually been exposed for stolen valor, and a lot of videos are going around where he claims that he was deployed in combat, but he never was, and he actually withdrew from the military before he got deployed over. So that's something that is being exposed right now. So now Trump's chances are rising again, which he's the pro-crypto president. So obviously that's going to bode well for crypto. Now let's go ahead and go over some of the charts and some good things that I'm seeing for the future. So looking at the Bitcoin dominance here on the weekly, we can see it is approaching this weekly resistance of 57.8%. Anyone who's watched my videos knows that previously we've seen in 2019 and 2020, whenever Bitcoin's bounced, we can see that alts start to chop. But whenever Bitcoin fell through the support, ETH rose 150% versus Bitcoin over the next 8 months in 2021. So now it was support. I'm expecting it to act as resistance, which will cause a huge altcoin run among Ethereum and other alts. On top of that, we also have the ETHBTC chart. Now, Ethereum is one of those coins, everyone's basically capitulated on it. No one is investing in it. Everyone's bearish, looking at Solana and others. And one of the biggest things you have to look at is this weekly chart here of ETHBTC, because this was a major resistance level back in February of 2021. And if this acts as support, then we'll see Ethereum rise much more versus BTC, especially if it coincides with the Bitcoin dominance chart here. So these are happening synonymously right now. And I do believe that if Ethereum BTC closes above the weekly in 3 days, above this 0.043 support level, then we could see a massive rally. And then if we break this 2-year downtrend that it's been under, then we'll have an even bigger rally. So August could actually be an exciting month. So keep an eye on this chart. I'm watching it very closely. Now, another one is the USDT dominance on the weekly. So in the last video, I mentioned that the USDT dominance rejected perfectly off this resistance, and right now it is right at support. So if it breaks through support, that means that everyone is getting out of stables and investing into Bitcoin and alts, which we are seeing right now. So watching the weekly close on this as well. Again, we have 3 days from the timing of this video, but if USDT dominance does break below this and closes, then I'll be looking for some more price appreciation on altcoins. So keep an eye on that. Next, you have the TOTAL3 chart. So this is the total market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. This one is extremely bullish in my opinion, because we have, you can see here, the RSI on the weekly for TOTAL3 has bounced 1, 2, 3, and now potentially 4 times. So every time the RSI bounces, we have a massive rally in alts. And we can see here, you also have the horizontal support as well as that RSI support. Now, on top of that, you can see on the price, this red line, price is making a lower low, but RSI is making a higher low, which is a bullish divergence, extremely bullish for altcoins here. So I am watching this very closely. Again, we have 3 days to close on the weekly. If it closes above this, I'll be very, very bullish for a continuation pattern. So watching this very closely. And then we do have this big resistance trend line, which does match with the fractal here back in 2022. So if we can break above this trend line around 640 billion, then I believe we'll see a massive run like no other. So keep an eye on this, guys. Again, TOTAL3 on the weekly, very, very bullish right now. Now looking at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we can see it did wick very nicely off this 50,000 support level and now is looking to close above this 58,200 level. So this was an area of contention for a while as support. It broke down and now it's acting as resistance. So again, we're looking to close above it. If we do, the next major area is going to be about 61,400, which does coincide with this horizontal resistance as well as a CME gap. So for those who don't know, CME gaps are basically what happens when the price breaks down above or below without actually going through that price, and usually comes back to retest it. So it happened before when we had the drop all the way down here below 50K, and now that gap was formed when we had the drop at 61.4. So expecting at least that. We also have this very loose descending wedge on the RSI weekly. Again, not a very strong pattern here just from the way it's connected, but still it is something I'm watching. And if it does break to the upside, it'll be extremely bullish because nonetheless, this is resistance on the RSI here. So watching Bitcoin for that. If we do end up going back to the downside from any FUD or any tensions in the Middle East, then you can expect us to retest this trend line here at about 53,000. So watching this level very, very closely. Probably is going to be front run because everyone's waiting for 50 to 52. If we break through that, then I'd be looking near 44K, which was the level that BlackRock bought Bitcoin for their clients. So finally, talking about Ethereum here. So Ethereum is one of those coins, again, everyone capitulated on, had a nice wick down to 2,200, bounced above, and now we're looking to close above this weekly horizontal support, which also coincides with the 100 weekly EMA. So again, some very bullish action there. It had a descending wedge. Looks like it's just closing above it, but if we can have a massive run soon, then it could still validate this pattern here. So watching very closely. And then again, you do have that resistance, same as Bitcoin. So keeping an eye on that. And actually, let's go and look at Solana real quick. Solana, very bullish as well. It did have that wick down to this 115 level, which also coincided with the 50-week EMA. Now we bounced above it, and now it's looking to close above this 138, and actually this 155 level is major resistance. So if we can close above 155, I'll be very, very bullish and looking at Solana for a continuation. I know everyone is looking at the Sol ETH chart, comparing Solana to Ethereum. I do think that Ethereum can take some of that attention away very soon, especially from the aforementioned charts I mentioned. But nonetheless, I think if altcoins run, we're going to see Solana run as well. So it'll be good for meme coins, altcoins. People may go towards those L1s and those fundamental plays more than meme coins now for a week or two. But either way, it's good to have exposure to both, in my opinion. So keep an eye on that. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I know it's fast. I know it's a lot I covered, but I'm just excited for the market right now. You always have to be cautious because anything could happen, but just looking at strictly the data, the technical analysis levels, also the fundamental levels with the whole presidential election happening and then Trump leading in the polls again, that's something you have to keep in mind as well. So we're going to see more and more good articles for the economy, especially as we get closer to those elections. So it could be pretty exciting for August. May have a short-term dip in September, and then Q4, massive rally again. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Please comment if you have any questions, and please subscribe if you haven't. Really appreciate all my subscribers. Till next time, thanks for watching.